These apartments are called Diamond Head Apartments. The reason why I was looking out of the window because not every apartment decides to show you the pool, so I was just trying to get a good view just in case. But she did show us the pool. So their pool is actually open all year round. It heats up during the winter time. They have 3 pools here, and it has a jacuzzi. So she was showing us the pool. There's a gym. It was really quiet here. And this apartment was probably, I want to say, 700 square foot. It was a nice apartment. So she's just walking us to the apartment right now. Just really showing us around and talking. This one I would say was last on my list. I did like it, but it definitely wasn't my first option. Actually, this video is going to go backwards from my least favorite to the one I liked most. But this is literally how I went to view the apartments. Like, this was the first one that we went to look at. And yes, it was like 108 degrees. We were hot. But going in straight to the kitchen for me, because you guys know I like to cook. And if you didn't know, now you know. The kitchen was really small, so that was kind of an issue. And that was like the dining area, ceiling fans. It did have a gas fireplace, patio. This was the living room. So it really didn't have that much room. Not saying that we just need all the room in the world, but I do like a little space. Washer and dryer in the unit. This was the bedroom. There was a roach in the bathtub, you guys. Big, beautiful bathtub, but there was a dead roach in there. I'm not sure why they don't take the time to check on that before showing us the closet, the toilet, everything. Bathroom again, just for you guys to see. And yeah, that was it for this one. Now, these ones I really did enjoy. She did not show us the pool nor the gym, unfortunately. But these were my second favorite because it was a lot more space. This one was a little over 700 square foot. I believe it was like, I want to say 17, my bad. I want to say 730 square foot, if I'm not mistaken. And it wasn't a far walk, which I really liked. There was a fire going on. We seen the smoke. She did end up showing us an upstairs unit, which I actually really didn't mind because only the upstairs units here had a fireplace. And I just really want a fireplace for the winter time. I love winter and fall, and it just sets off a different vibe that I want to go for. So this is the inside. A lot more space to me. So immediately I also fell in love with the patio because it's actually connected to the bedroom. So It's a really big patio. There's the bedroom. I really liked that. I liked all the shelves that they also have. The kitchen, it wasn't that big, but it was okay just because the living room was pretty spacious, which I liked. And again, it was like gas stove and I believe a gas fireplace. So since it's gas, I'm not really sure why only the upstairs has them. But again, washer and dryer in unit because that is a must. So is the dishwasher. There's a pantry. Bathroom. Again, another big, beautiful bathtub, which I love. Great counter space. And then bedroom. The bedroom was big. I definitely liked all the space and the walk-in closet. It had shelves, a lot of good shelves, which is useful, but I really liked the room, and I just love that we can go to the patio anytime from the room because, hey, if you know, you know. Overall, I really like this, and the price was decent. Okay, y'all, so I lied. These were my least favorite. I completely tried to erase them from my mind, which is why it slipped my mind. These apartments I hated. One, it was so far. We had to get in this golf cart that they had sitting in the sun. So sitting down is literally burning. But these apartments, they're literally a scam. So they said the rent was supposed to be around $1,300. Something kept telling me, like, ask, what is the monthly rent supposed to be? So while we're sitting in the office and I asked him that with all the fees and everything that they add on monthly, he said the rent would be about a little over $1,500 for a 1-bedroom. So we get here, and this is the one he's supposed to show us. As he's opening the door, we can't even go in. There's paint everywhere, paint supplies everywhere. It was not showable at all whatsoever. How they made that mistake, I don't know. So we had to stand here and wait for him to call the office to find out what's going on. But yeah, he said that the rent would be a little over $1,500 for this 1-bedroom, and I believe it was under 700 square feet. So when he said that, it was immediately a no for me. But seeing the apartment also just made it a no for me because it just wasn't up to the price at all. Like the first 2 apartments that I showed you guys were so much better than this and still around a decent budget for a 1-bedroom. So here's the living room, kitchen, and this is what they considered a second renovated apartment. It did have a washer and dryer in the unit. However, it was just really small. So here's the bathroom. The bathroom was so small. The bathtub was so small. I didn't even want to go in there. The bedroom, this is the bedroom. It's so little. The closet is little. And they had the audacity to want over $1,500 a month. But they're saying that it's $13,000. They're not telling people about the fees. Here's the little bathroom. Little bathtub. I was just like, absolutely not. Going back in, the living room and dining area is so connected. And then he's like, yeah, we have double locks on the patio. It it was a no, especially when he told me the price. This one is definitely overpriced for this space and everything. Yeah. So these are called the Toriana Apartments. I really loved these apartments. The square foot on these were 835. So much space. The rent here, it did vary, but we were quoted like 1,400, which we could work with because of the square foot. Like, it matches the price versus the last apartment that we seen. It was so small for such a high price. And this is 1,400 with all the monthly fees that were added on, like the common area fees and all the little stuff like that. It totaled up to the 1,400, not us being quoted one thing and then end up paying another by the end of the month. But this was the gym. It's such a big, nice gym, you guys. There's just so much to do. Yoga balls, so much equipment. There's a pickleball area. It's like really nice. They also have Stairmaster in there, which I was excited about. The pool is open all year round as well, so it heats up during the winter time. They had a jacuzzi, which I like. So they ended up showing us the model unit instead of one of the units we might possibly be getting, which is fine because it does like show what can fit, you know? So they did have 3 renovated options. They had the espresso, which they didn't have any downstairs floors, and due to my back, I do want a downstairs. So this one was their gray option, which I really liked. Their next option is all white, which it does cost a little more, but I do not like all white. Everything in the house, it just makes the house feel like super empty and not like a home. So this one is gray. So going inside, you guys already know I'm running to the kitchen. This kitchen was very nice. A lot more space, a lot of counter space, a lot of cabinet space, nice refrigerator, washer and dryer in the unit, of course. Nice washroom, and it does come with the shelves, which is great. Dining area. And then this also had a fireplace, gas fireplace at that. So I loved that. The patio was small, but it's like I don't need a super big patio. That's like enough space because, yeah, a nice little chair or something, lounge chair can fit out there. Nothing too much, but still nice. And then there's like extra space out there as well. A little closet, living room area. I did end up going straight to the bathroom, but the living room area was nice. Straight to the bedroom and bathroom. I love the accent wall. And then bathroom, there will be a door there, but for the model, they don't have a door at that separates the bath. But yes, big bathtub. Love the bathtub. Love the lighting. Here's where I was saying that they don't have a door on the model unit, but there is a door in the actual units that separates the toilet from the bathroom. And overall, this was literally my favorite. So much space. The closet was huge, like a big walk-in closet. Literally, I could walk in. There was plenty of shelves, shoe rack kind of thing. But look at all that space. So this was definitely my favorite. Top 10. Top everything. Nice appliances. So this is the one we actually did end up applying to. Here's the pool. Huge pool. It's so big, so nice. They actually have 2 pools, and she said it's the exact same at the other pool. Like, there's no difference, because some apartments, they'll have a nice pool by the office and then just a plain regular pool in the back, no hot tub or anything, but they have a hot tub at both. So this was really nice, and the price was definitely worth it to us. So that's pretty much it. You guys, pray that we get approved for this apartment in Jesus' name. I also pray. It was just perfect. And yeah, have a nice day.